Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I had done a video where I tried, I think, 3 different types of DIY self-tanner methods that I found on Pinterest, and one of them was using black tea. Now, the method I had originally discovered for that video is just soaking the black tea and then using cotton pads. That didn't really work out for me well because it was messy and it was hard to control where it actually went. And then a couple of months ago, I had someone comment on the video asking if I could do a video just on using the black tea as a tanner, because that one was the most successful method that I used from the previous video. The application process wasn't really that great. So that is what I'm going to be doing today, but instead of using cotton balls, we are using a spray bottle. With the instructions I found online, I steeped 4 bags of black tea in about a cup of water. I let that steep for about an hour and a half, I want to say, because I also wanted it to cool down, and then I had a washed out spray bottle that I put it in. But I left this in here just to show you how dark it looks. It's definitely better if you steep it for longer. Some articles said just for 30 minutes, but it didn't look dark enough to me after 30 minutes. So I decided to just leave the bags in while it was cooling. And I recommend using some kind of spray bottle that's gonna have a very fine mist. You don't want one that's gonna be like a sharp stream. You can do this with any old tea, I believe. I just used some cheap Lipton black tea that I had, so don't go using your expensive tea. It definitely looks a lot lighter in this bottle than it does in the glass, but this is what came from here. So I'm going to be testing this out on my legs like I did in the other video. So I'll be pulling the camera back and showing you the application process, before and afters, all of that good stuff. I highly recommend doing this on clean and exfoliated skin, especially if you're doing this on your legs, because I feel like your legs get less exfoliated just in general. So if you are excited for this video and you want to see how you can get a nice sun-kissed glow for the summer that's coming up if we ever get to leave our houses, like this video, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more like this, and I have 2 other videos on self-tanners. If you want to check them out, I'll put them in the eye and down below. Okay, so I've washed and exfoliated my legs. I'm not wearing any lotion or anything like that. I'm going to be trying 2 different methods. So I have my spray bottle here. On one of my legs, I'm just going to try spraying it on my legs and using my bare hands to blend it out. And then on the other leg, I'm going to be using my Saint Tropez tanning mitt. This is what I use with other tanning foams or tanning lotions, because it gets a really good even application without getting any on your hands. This is still extremely awkward to film. Okay, on initial application, I don't really see any difference. This side looks a little bit more glowy, but that is it. I'm gonna try the lower portion of my leg and see if that looks any better. Layers, still not really seeing much of a difference. Maybe this is just one, since I'm doing it for 3 days, that over time it'll process. So now on the other leg, I'm going to be using the mitt. By the way, this has been washed. It's just stained, so don't think that any previous tanning stuff is going to be getting on my legs. Okay, so I think since this is so thin that the tanning mitt might actually be absorbing too much, so I think the best way to go is just to blend it in with your hands. Okay, if anything, I feel like it gives my legs at least a glow. Like, they may not necessarily look tanner, but I don't know, they kind of look better. So I'm going to let this completely dry before I sit down or put on pants or anything, because I don't want the product to rub off at all. And I'm going to see you tomorrow when I do my second application and see if there's any progress. All right, day 2. I am going to be testing this out once again. I don't really notice much of a difference between my legs from yesterday to today. Like, it started working more over time. So maybe after a second and a third application, it'll start to look better. You know what? Actually, I think the top of my leg does look a little bit darker. By the way, I'm like really putting a lot on, really saturating my leg. Trying to get some more lighting in here. Does that look tanner in this leg? If anything, I'm gonna smell good. Love the smell of tea. For layer number 2. I feel like it at least gave me a nice glow. The skin looks like a different shade than this one. It doesn't necessarily look like I'm a tanned goddess, but I don't know, it's kind of glowy. I feel like I might see a slight tan. This might be something you just have to do every single day to build up. So it's definitely not a huge noticeable difference, but we're gonna keep trying it and see if we can get it to actually look like a tan. I'm gonna take some pictures and then I will see you tomorrow. Okay, so once again, I applied 2 layers of the tea tanning solution. Today is day 3 of using it. I have to say, when I look at my legs, they don't look any tanner. Like, I still look super pale. So it's not like it created a huge stark difference in color that you would notice pretty quickly. This isn't something that you would want to do only one time to get a tan. So this isn't going to give you any kind of drastic tan. I wasn't sure if it was tanning my legs at all until I compared all of the pictures that I've taken within the past 3 days. It looks different, which it's not a huge difference, but it's something. It's something I wasn't expecting because to the naked eye, it doesn't look like my legs are tanner, but maybe it's just because I've been wearing a lot of pants and haven't been looking at my legs. When I compare it to my arms, it's a lot closer in color. Before, since just naturally my arms get more sunlight, they were a lot tanner than my pale legs, and it looks definitely closer. So I guess if you're looking for a very light, natural looking tan, this would be a good option. It's super easy to do every single day if it's something you want to build up. Since it isn't a dark, stark difference in your skin, it's pretty foolproof. Once I spray it on and blend it in, I haven't experienced any issues with streaking or having it look unnatural. Since it's so thin, it really blends out and absorbs into your skin really seamlessly. I thought I remembered it doing somewhat of a better job when I tried it in my previous video, so I don't know if I just had more bags of tea that time maybe, or if it was like a different type of tea. You could always experiment with the strength of the tea, use less water and more tea bags. I'm gonna keep trying this out for the few more days before I have to post this video to see if we can get any more tan. So I will see you in a few days. My hair is looking unruly today. I decided it was a good idea to take my dog for a walk while my hair was still drying on a day where the wind wanted to assault me. Okay, so I tried out the tea spray 2 more times on my legs, and again, I have to say, just to the naked eye, when I'm looking at my legs, I don't see much of a difference. I think the difference is so small that you have to look at pictures in order to tell. It's not something that you're gonna really see and be like, oh yeah, I'm a lot tanner. Because when I compare the pictures, I definitely see that my skin looks more tan, more bronze, more glowy. I would definitely do this again, but I would do more tea bags and less water to get it to be a darker color. I think I underestimated how dark it needed to be. I would definitely add maybe 3 more tea bags to the mixture to get it to be a lot darker. I think that would make a huge difference, especially if you already have tanner skin than Casper. But like I kind of mentioned throughout this video, I do think this is something that has to gradually work. It's not something that you will want to do just in one day. It was super easy to make, to apply, to blend in, so cheap. So that's why I think it's definitely worth it. It didn't take much time to blend it in. You just basically have to wait for it to dry on your legs. I had this bottle filled up completely when I started, and I've used about that much. So it does get used up quite quickly. This is just within 5 days. But then again, if you do make it darker, you might not need to use as much. So if you're down to try something that takes a few days to build up, and you're looking more for a lighter natural tan, I think this is definitely well worth it. It's nice because you can also customize it using the tea to make it how dark you want it. I will leave any applicable information in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you did, make sure to give it a like. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more beauty hair videos like this. Thank you for your support, and I will hopefully see you in my next video.